It's only
Okay.
9 o'clock now.
All right. Well, I wasn't paying any attention. I just happened to look up and see showtime.
It quite literally just went maybe 13 seconds ago.
Okay. I don't feel so bad then.
Well, that's good.
It's not like
I
I'm
don't
a
want.
pop motherfucker.
It's a shame we won't get that in the show at all because there's no reason to. But that would be a
No.
great title. Well, how would you spell it? Petey Pab or Petey Pob, like
I
Cobb?
don't know. It's Pablo for Pablo, so I don't know.
I'm I'm Mr. Pibb, motherfucker. We should do our own.
Petey Pib, motherfucker.
Yo, why ain't Dr. Pepper Petey Pibb? Mr. Pibb, motherfucker.
I don't want Weird Al coming
We could-
after us.
We could be the Weird Owls of rap. If we start, dude, I have an extensive catalog of parody songs
I'm sure.
from my days at RWD.
Yes.
I have the My Town version for Poughkeepsie.
Mm-hmm.
I have, instead of From My Front Porch Looking In, I have From the Toll Booth Driving In. What other one did I have? Oh,
We're the Weird Owls of podcasting. I will accept that as well.
I did one about the inability to build anything called You Need a Permit for That. Yeah, I did like 4 or 5 of them for RWD.
Well, those won't play here. That's a whole different audience.
Dierks Bentley had a song called A Lot of Leaving Left to Do.
I'll believe
And because I'm a henpecked husband, I did a lot of cleaning left to do.
it. As long as you, as the great one once said, know your role,
And shut your damn mouth.
then you will be okay. Bring on the hen.
All right. We are at 9:02. We have Cranky in the house.
Well, that's all that
That,
matters.
I was going to say that is enough for us to get started. I'm sure the shit hat watch is on.
Yes, and we are in territory.
If we're wearing shit hats.
We're in
so,
not shit territory. We're okay.
No. Not shit. We should make our own that says that. We should do we should do a segment where we play a song, one song, like a controversial song, and we need to either call it hot shit or not shit. And we can vote. We can either do hot shit or we can record ourselves doing not shit. 495 episodes in and I'm still
And
coming up
now-
with ideas for
Well, that's
segments.
good. We need that. We need to
Dude.
evolve.
Hot shit or not shit. I think that needs to be a thing. You find a way to work it out. I'm the idea man.
Yes, I'll see what I can make. Let me. I'll even write it down. Hot or not shit.
And then we got to record ourselves doing not shit and then put it in the board.
It's kind of like third base.
Third base.
I'm so glad we started early. All right,
I guess that would make you the Abbott and me the Costello.
we can do that. Yes,
I thought RZA was the Abbott.
he is. He's the Abbott. You're an Abbott. How about that?
We're
You're the
idiots.
not Abbott.
Not Abbott.
I'm glad.
This has nothing to do with the show, but that's fine.
And I don't have to edit it out because the patrons get everything, and the show hasn't officially started.
And the patrons will be like, you know what? I like that idea for that segment. They need to do that.
No, they're sitting at home right now going, "Stop that shit."
Stop shit.
This is not what we pay for.
Which, by the way, look,
But it really is.
since I didn't get it yet, I shouldn't wear this, but I am wearing my Death Wish polo today.
Nice.
I'm anxious for the chocolate hazelnut. Emily's
Well,
really
good.
anxious for it.
Good. And then you can
And-
give us a review.
And they introduced vanilla and ground. They kind of
About
snuck
time.
that in on everybody.
Well,
The
yeah,
same
it's
day
good.
they released chocolate hazelnut. They were like, oh, by the way, vanilla's available in ground too.
Oh, and this.
So I pay what for this?
Indeed.
That's the cranky we were waiting for. All right, let's do it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give you a 5 and Shri.
And I'll take it.
All right. Woo's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you 50th anniversary stuff going back to Vegas. Tiny Desk getting insane, storytelling, cookbooks, and some auctions you may be interested in. What else? Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
All you kids want to get on and shit.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
I'll be damned. At the count of 3, I want y'all to tell me the name of my DJ. 1, 2, 3.
And now, here's your hosts, Bill Winters and Mr. Throwback Thursday himself, Jamie Robinson.
Hey, how are you? Welcome, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 495. Thanks for dropping in this week, as you always do. And as we always do, because it is the world's greatest classic hip-hop podcast, hosted by two idiots. And those two idiots are right here. Bill is up in New York. Jamie is down in Virginia. How are you, my friend?
I am well. I got some coffee in my cup.
I do, too. Which mug did you go with this morning? I went with 50.
I went with the woo.
Because, you know,
The red, white, and blue.
stupidity is temporary. Woo is forever.
Yes, neither one of these are shit mugs, though.
No. And neither one of these are shit hats. As Cranky is watching and does the shit hat watch every week.
Does.
So
And he approved of my hat last week. And if you saw what he posted on the Home of the Posse page
yes.
about the upcoming A&E series Hip Hop Treasures,
Yes.
Dice had my hat on.
He did. Which is kind of cool, actually.
Yes. I mean, I didn't send him my hat, but, you know, he had the same hat, same color, same style.
Very nice.
Yes.
He says it's what you pay me for.
No, it's what he pays us for.
I was going to say, was
It's
was
one
there
of
a
those pay-to-play things.
was there a side deal I didn't know about?
It's money circulating. We're not laundering anything, but we are circulating.
Well, if the money's circulating and the coffee's percolating, then it's time for us to be all crack-a-lacking in this bitch.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Mr.
not
Throwback Thursday
Petey Pob.
episode. No Petey Pob. No corn on the cob. Mr. Throwback Thursday episode 495. Standard stuff this week. We got some hip hop headlines. We got some
do.
woo-doos. We have a one and done that I had never heard of.
Which
And
is always my favorite thing
and
to do.
you and I had to talk about that last night.
Yes.
A record of the week that I believe I've heard of the artist. Didn't know the record.
Okay.
And the only reason I knew of the artist is because you have mentioned the artist maybe twice in the 9 years we have done this. So it was in the back recesses of my mind.
It's
So-
one of those. It was a sleeper cell, and it was activated when this episode came out.
Dude, because of this show, I will never ever forget things like Two Hype Brothers and a Dog
Yep.
and Witch Doctor. So we'll talk about that. We'll remind you who the artist of the month is.
Claire.
Choclair, yes. I have those every now and then. I just call them chocolate eclairs.
Yes. Just mash it all together. It's what comes back out is when they're put together. Is a chocolate.
That's gross.
Uncle Rumpy has chocolaires.
Daylight specializes in choclairs. That's another one that will be in the recesses of my mind until the day that I pass.
Yes.
So we'll remind you who the artist of the month is. We have one more week of that.
We
and
do.
then I will read some lyrics. And then we'll put a bow on episode 495. Dude, we are 5 away from 500.
Yeah, I know. I was telling you a couple days ago. I just realized how close we really were to 500. It's like, you know, it's the show. I write the notes and it says for blah blah blah, for blah blah blah, and
then the numbers just must have hit you or something.
yeah, well, because I was writing this week and it's 495, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Not to be confused with 1 Adam 12
no, completely different,
or emergency.
or 7 Mary 3. So yes, I see 495.
That was from Chips, wasn't
It
it?
was, yes, it was John's call sign.
Aha.
Yeah. So I'm like, fuck, we're like 5 weeks away from our 500th episode.
500
do
500 pretty much consecutive weeks. I think we missed 1 week in 500 weeks.
Yes, and that was because I was in the hospital when we were supposed to be recording.
Which is a legitimate excuse.
Yes, and because we cannot record from the hospital, they would not allow it.
No, I'm sure that's a HIPAA violation.
And you know what? You know who? The funny thing about that one episode that we missed 100 years ago, we were actually supposed to have DJ Chuck Chill Out on for an
On that show.
episode.
And he has never gotten
We've
back
never
to us.
Yeah, and it's
We've
my
never
fault.
gotten
I've never
back to
reached
him.
back out to him,
Yeah.
and that's not for any reason. It's just I forget that Chuck said, yes, I'll do that.
You ought to write it on your pad. We know you have a
I
pad.
should, yes, I should, because, and I did text Russell Peters last week. He did not get back to me, surprised. My next attempt will be just to call him.
Yes, he's a busy man. So
He is. Chuck, chill out.
well, he's involved in the A&E series.
Is he?
I think. Isn't he one of the executive producers of that?
I don't know. I know he's involved in the
Or is he
the
in the
movie
Vice
that-
one?
the movie that Raekwon is
Yes.
directing.
Yeah, I remember we mentioned that too.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if he's involved in the other stuff too.
No.
Actually-
he loves him some hip hop.
I think I saw him on Michael Strahan's $25,000 pyramid or $100,000 pyramid or something recently too.
$100 million gap tooth. I don't know.
Or Jackie Rogers Jr.'s $100,000 jackpot wad.
Which is more entertaining to watch.
Nobody will get that reference.
No.
Other than me and you, nobody will get that reference. So I think we've bullshitted enough.
Probably.
I ain't bullshitting. Yes, I am. But it's time for some hip hop headlines. So I implore you, if you would be so kind, would you please hit us all with a little of that Triple H?
Yay, yay.
To the hip, dip, the hop, you don't stop, don't stop. Got some facts with the real hip hop, hip hop. To the hip, dip, the hop, you don't quit, don't quit. Got some facts and we came to rip shit, rip shit. To the hip, dip, the hop, you don't stop, don't stop. Got some facts with the real hip hop, hip hop. To the hip, dip, the hop, you don't quit, don't quit. Got
This
some
is
facts
Hip Hop Headlines brought to you by Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Well, get on it. It's your turn.
It is my toin. My toin will start with an article you have entitled Wearing Light Blue Pumas.
And a whole lot of gold.
Comes to us from footwearnews.com. I think we have used
Put your
them in
foot
the
where?
past. In the hot shit. That's only if you put it too far up the ass. Puma, as my voice cracks.
Yes.
Bill hits
Pete
puberty.
Puma?
No, that must have been. Oh my God, a Pete Puma reference. That's the greatest. Puma celebrates the 50th anniversary of hip hop with
Ooh la las.
with a mixtape collection. How could it be worthless now? Oh, you better give me a lot of lumps. A whole lot of lumps. Your video just froze on me. I don't know why that is, but
I
you
do know why, because it should fix itself in a second here.
Oh yes, because now you're moving 100 miles an hour with your mouth
Yeah.
moving like that, like a badly dubbed kung fu movie. Okay, now you're back. Now you're back. I have to, before we go on this article. Speaking of badly dubbed kung fu movies,
Yes.
I was watching.
Abdul the Butcher.
Yes, did you watch the same thing
Of course I did.
with him doing the kung fu movie? Oh my God, that
I
was
also did not know that he was in video games.
in Japan. Apparently, yes.
Multiple. Yeah.
But he can't read or write, yet he signed contracts for all
Yeah.
of this. I don't work in the Seattle market, but there's something fishy.
Yes. And I will say he made it through second grade. They said
Yeah,
you learned to read before second grade.
I could read and write in second
Yes.
grade. No,
Anyway,
but then again, with the remember he was in Canada, so with the Canadian discount, second grade up there
Yeah.
discounted might have been kindergarten.
finished kindergarten. Yeah.
If you invoke the discount. We're gonna.
Abdul the Butcher didn't.
That's
know how
all
to
I need is
Larry.
82-year-old Larry Shreve coming into my house with a fork to argue with me over this. Anyway, getting back to Puma, in honor of the 50th anniversary of hip hop, Puma, which by the way are very comfortable sneakers. They don't get a lot of love, but they are very comfortable
No,
sneakers.
Pumas were hip hop. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
before the whole Jordan era, Pumas were it.
And
Pete and
before
Paul.
Puma launched today its nostalgic mixtape collection. The range was created in partnership with Rock Nation, Paper Planes co-founder Emery Jones, and footwear designer Alexander John. The collection includes apparel and ranges in price from $35 to $130, which is, as far as hip-hop sneakers and stuff go,
Yeah.
very reasonably priced.
Yeah, especially in this whole, we're celebrating the 50th, which is code for we can jack up our prices for the same shit we normally make.
I'm shocked everything doesn't cost $50.
Yeah,
That's what I would have done, but
but
you know.
it's too cheap.
Pays homage to the ever-important mixtape, a popular form of recorded music, including compilations of songs. Arguably, the star of the collection is Puma's RS XL, which takes design inspiration from three thematic mixtape formats:
Yes.
cassettes, CDs, and playlists. And I gotta say, they're pretty cool-looking shoes.
Is it the cassette one? I don't have my notes. Is that the cassette one that has the side A on the tongue?
Yes. Yeah, they're pretty cool looking shoes. What I would suggest is, because it's very difficult to talk about shoes without being able to view pictures, would be to go to MrThrowbackThursday.com, click on the show notes, the very first article. Puma celebrates 50th anniversary of hip hop. You can see these shoes, and they are pretty freaking cool. And like I said, I like I want to say it's the CD one, because it looks like a CD on the side. They're pretty much white. They have a blue tongue, but unless that's the digital one, because it's got the download,
The download button or icon.
the
or
download
whatever?
symbol. Yeah, the
Yeah.
download icon. I
I think the
you
CD
know what?
one has like the play arrow on the top.
Yes, I think you're right. And you're right. The cassette ones have an A on the front part of the shoe. There's a record button on one. That's really
course.
cool too. So yeah, go check these out. Go to the MrThrowbackThursday.com and click on the show notes and see the first article on here. And then you will be able to get all of this stuff through, I think it's exclusively online
I believe so. I
or
don't think
in
these are gonna be. Oh, they are.
or in Canada.
Okay.
Only in store in Canada at Foot Locker, Champ Sports, and no, it's America too. Foot Locker, Champ Sports, and Champ Sports Canada. So if you have a local Foot Locker, go in and ask, see what they have.
Or if Ken Dwinell happens to wander into Champ Sports Canada and take a picture of them for us,
That's
we will
right.
put
I
it up.
keep forgetting we have a Canadian patron.
We do.
So maybe he can tell us how that Canadian discount would have worked for
the
second
grade
grade for Larry. But yeah, look, we talk about a lot of different shoes on this show.
We do.
Some of them have been really cool, like those Ewing ones that the last ones you showed
Yes.
me were fantastic. What were they?
Rakim
The
ones, yeah.
Rakim ones? Yeah. They were pretty fucking dope looking shoes.
Friend, patron here, Rob Jeffroy,
Yes.
has the ultramagnetic ones.
Yes, he showed a picture of them to
Yeah.
us.
I have 2 pair EPMD ones. I have the Ghostface Killer ones. Mm-hmm. All Ewings. I mean, not to take anything away from Puma's celebration, but
Yeah, but we've talked about different shoes on here. Some real nice, some not so nice. These fall in the nice ones though.
They do.
They're sharp looking shoes. I would wear these
Plus, they're Pumas.
because I might even wear them for work.
You might, Rabbit.
That tells you something because I can wear Pumas for work. You know they don't let us wear Crocs for work, even though everybody says Crocs are nurse shoes. I work in a hospital. I can't wear them because the little holes in the front are an OSHA violation.
Yeah, I only ever knew them without the holes, not the actual Crocs brand, as casting shoes. You know, people who worked casts because it would come off of the shoes where it wouldn't come off of your regular work shoes or whatever.
So, all right, that's enough shoe talk
It is for now.
for now. Article number 2, in a timely manner. Not to be confused with at a medium
No,
pace.
completely different.
You were thinking it too, weren't you? Tupac Shakur's long unsolved killing again under spotlight as Las Vegas police conduct a search. They've executed a search warrant. My wife, the IT department, actually sent me this the other day on,
my
of
wife
all
sent it to
places, TikTok.
Yeah, my wife sent it to me from our local news, and then about 10 minutes later, Cranky sent it to me, I believe, from his local. I have to look again, but
And then you sent it to me, and I said, well, it's nice that they're right on top of these things.
you know,
Maybe
it
they'll
takes a
maybe
while
they'll
to get
issue
that
a
search warrant approved.
maybe maybe they'll now issue a search warrant for trying to find Jimmy Hoffa
That one's still tied up.
in
They're trying to get
litigation.
somebody to sign it.
Las Vegas police confirmed last Tuesday that they served a search warrant this week in connection with the long unsolved killing of Tupac Shakur, propelling the case back into the spotlight nearly 30 years after his death. Shakur, one of the most prolific figures in hip-hop, gunned down September 7th, 1996 in a drive-by at the age of 25 years old.
Yeah, and Marion Suge Knight was driving the car he was in, and you know was unaffected.
No arrests have ever been made.
This is
Attention
just
on
like
the
the Jam Master Jay thing.
yeah.
I mean, it wasn't as many years, but for
It
Jay.
took them, yeah, but they eventually did find the guy. So maybe I'm not a cop. I'm not a policeman. I'm not anything like that. I don't know the ins and outs of investigative protocol. I don't know how they come to find out, what they find out, when they find out. But here's the thing: as long as even if it takes 30 years, if they find the guy who did it, that's good. That's a good thing.
Yes, that's a win. If
Yes.
you will.
Okay, Dusty.
Well, I had to
No-
shift to Dusty because I'll write it into here to edit this out because I do that. Donnie Mercury just walked by. He's going out. He's got a match today.
Well, good luck, Donnie Mercury.
Yes.
Use the thumb to the eye when no one's looking.
Use the fork to the forehead.
You know what? He should do that. He should thumb somebody in the eye and call it the eclipse. Because you can't see. You should look directly into the eclipse. Anyway, no arrests have ever been made. Attention on the case has endured for decades. Wasn't there like documentaries on the cops involved in this
Yeah.
thing?
All kinds of stuff. There were documentaries made. You know,
Wasn't
again,
there a movie made about it too?
there was a TV movie. No, it was a TV series. So it was a
Because we
fictional-
talked about it.
Yeah, I don't remember if it had like Timothy Oliphant. It had somebody.
I know it had somebody
or
pretty
Josh
big
Duhamel.
in it.
Josh Duhamel. I always confused the two of them in what roles they were in.
Yeah.
And it followed the whole investigation as a limited series, if
Yeah.
you will. But that was a few years ago, so it then brought it back fresh into everyone's mind again, and maybe that's when they
Could be.
started with this reinvestigation.
Or maybe some eagle-eyed viewer on the series was like, you know, they didn't do something right, or they completely missed this.
Yeah,
Because, you know, a lot of shit like that happens.
most definitely.
Hey, there he is. Hello, Rob. We were just talking about you, sir. Whose coke that was? I think we have an idea. I just think it had to be somebody who knows exactly where the cameras are, because
Yeah.
I don't know if anything was documented on that. But that's neither here nor there. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department said in a statement the search was conducted Monday in the city of Henderson, which is right next to Las Vegas.
Yes.
The agency did not say whether a suspect has been identified. It's also unclear what exactly they were looking for and exactly where they were looking, because they don't want to give too much away. They're just,
Right. But the search warrant has to say where they're looking and what they're looking for, but they're not going to tell us.
But they're not gonna
in
tell
case They don't
us.
find it and it's somewhere else. Somebody doesn't try to get rid of
or therefore somebody hears it beforehand and says, well, move that shit.
it. Get it out the way. Yes.
Nevada does not have a statute of limitations for prosecuting homicide cases. That's very important.
Yes. Well, I believe that there shouldn't be a statute anywhere for that.
No, look, depending on the severity of the crime, there should be no statute of limitations for certain things.
Yeah. I believe murder and anything dealing with sexual predators.
Yes, anything
things-
that
and children.
inflicts intentional physical harm on a person should not have a statute of limitations. But I'll get off my soapbox. I tend to get nosebleeds when I stay up here too long.
Yes. Do they make soapboxes anymore?
Go get your shine box.
Yes.
How's that?
Yes.
Shakur was shot, of course, while sitting inside a black BMW with Suge Knight, who was driving at the time. Police have said
Was
the
he
two
backing
were
over
waiting.
someone at the time?
Maybe. He can't see.
No.
He blind. No, he can't see. Police have said the two were waiting at a red light near the Las Vegas Strip when a white Cadillac pulled up next to them and gunfire erupted.
Yeah, you don't
Now,
often wait at green lights.
How do they know it was a white Cadillac? They don't know who it was.
Suge.
They know it was a white Cadillac. But they don't know the license plate or anything. Maybe
No.
it didn't have plates on it.
Have you seen any of the discussion about this lately, like on TV or anything?
No.
Okay, so it's been brought back up based on all of this, and there's still all these people out there saying, "No, I'm obeying by the code of the streets. I'm not saying nothing."
I ain't dropping no dime.
You're a 63-year-old man. You're a fucking idiot at this point if you're protecting the code of the streets at your age, and you
Yeah.
could tell us who killed Tupac, and you just won't.
Yeah.
That
Fuck your
ranks-
code of the streets. Yeah,
you gotta go to
You
the
don't
mayor
even
for
go
that one.
on the streets.
No,
Yes.
those who know don't tell, and those who tell don't know.
Las Vegas police have said in the past that the investigation quickly stalled in part because witnesses refused to cooperate, as
Yeah,
you just
see?
said.
Yeah.
The death came amid his feud with Biggie, who was fatally shot 6 months later. At the time, both rappers were in the middle of the infamous East Coast-West Coast wars, primarily defining the hip-hop scene during the mid-'90s. Now, remember, Shakur was serious.
I get people not coming forward at the time because maybe you are afraid of retribution and what could happen to you for speaking out against whoever did this. Because
Right.
they are in a position of authority and power in your neighborhood, whatever. How long's it been?
A long time.
Yeah.
I don't have it in me to do the math.
No. But, you're looking at 30 years. Fucking turn people in, dude.
I mean, what are they going to do? Come at you in the nursing home now?
Yeah. They don't have the juice now that they had then.
Now, remember, Tupac was wounded in another shooting,
Yes.
and at the time, he openly accused
Well,
Biggie
yeah,
and
because
Piss
it was-
Dookie.
Because he was coming to do a feature on one of Biggie's songs. Because they were friends back then. And he
Yeah.
got shot. I don't remember if it was entering or leaving the studio area.
Yeah.
So
Bad
he
bad
blamed Biggie,
shit
said it was
goes
a
on in
setup.
them studios, man. Jay was killed in his studio,
Yeah,
so
in his own studio.
so the search warrant is out there. Let's hope they find something. Let's hope that
Yeah.
it leads to some kind of resolution on this thing, because it just doesn't make any fucking sense that one of the highest profile artists of that time, and I'm not just talking rap artists, I mean, the man was an actor, the man, popular dude, gunned down in the streets, no one saw nothing.
Yeah.
Or no one saw anything. Let's get proper syntax here. Insane on the Desk is our next article.
Yes.
Insane on the Desk brain. Okay, playa brings us this article. Cypress Hill brings that classic West Coast hip hop to NPR's Tiny Desk. Those Tiny Desk things are a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
Cypress Hill.
Kane is my favorite one so far.
I was about to say, I don't think anybody's going to touch Kane on that. Oh, well, look who's on your shirt. Kane and Chris.
Yes, it's from the Versus.
Versus.
Yes.
Cypress Hill brought their legendary West Coast rap status to NPR's Tiny Desk concerts on Thursday, July 20th, in time for the 30th anniversary of their sophomore album, Black Sunday.
Yes.
Group members Be Real, Send Dog, and Eric Bobo, rest in peace, Bobo,
Yes.
brought the house down, performing When the Shit Goes Down, Hand on the Pump,
Be ready.
How I Could Just Kill a Man, Rap Superstar, and Insane in the Brain. Backing the trio were DJ Lord and 4 instrumentalists, including a keyboardist, trumpeter, and trombonist. Now I'm going to have to go look for this online because, oh, well, look at that. There it is on YouTube. So I will go watch. I'm going to watch this afterward because as much as I'm not a huge Cypress Hill fan, I am a huge fan of the Tiny Desk series.
Yes.
So this one is, like all of them, more than likely going to be worth the time it takes to watch it. So
Yes. Oh, and also in Cypress Hill news that didn't make the show, they're doing a concert. I don't know if it's a tour. They were doing a concert for their 30th anniversary of Black Sunday, and it was them and the orchestra, and they had Be Real noticed that somebody passed out, and stopped everybody and asked if that person was okay, and they got him up. Would come to find out 3 people passed out at the same time, but he didn't see that. Got him up, got him out, and then they went on to perform. So
that is a legitimate reason to stop a show. Unlike Miranda fucking Lambert, who stopped a show earlier this week because girls in the front row were taking selfies.
I would also stop. Okay, Redman has said, I am here to perform for you. You are here to watch me. If I see your phone out, I'm wetting your phone. He tells you, I'm going to throw water at you because...
Well, we saw it.
That's what I'm saying. So
But-
for her to... Okay, I don't know her. I mean, I know who she is, but I don't know how she acts normally. But if I'm up here working for you, and you're just out to go, nah, look at me, blah, 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 because that's how those people are, I'm stopping shit too and pointing you out. Look, I stop because
I'm
this
gonna-
person over here is distracting me.
I'm going to play. I'm going to play devil's advocate on this.
Go for it.
I don't know if they were just taking pictures of themselves or if they had turned around with her in the back and were taking a selfie with her in the background as if to say, "Look where I'm at. You know, look what I'm seeing. Look what I'm enjoying." And the other thing is, I paid for the motherfucking ticket.
Yes.
There's nothing illegal about taking a selfie.
Oh no, it's not a matter.
If they want to eliminate this shit, you know what happened when I saw John Mulaney last year? You had to put your phone in a sealed bag that they kept. No phones were allowed in there.
In Las Vegas, all of the, like, we went to see Rod Stewart at Caesars, and you know, a lot of those are no phones. You know,
Yeah.
or you will be escorted out.
Well, actually, you kept the bag with your phone, but it was sealed
By
with
them.
something that only they could open. Kind of like
Like the magnet thing for your clothes.
yes, yes, very much like what they take the tag off at Old Navy. So that way, if there was an emergency or anything like that, you could run to one of the little tents they had set up,
Right.
and have your phone
open.
opened so that you could use it. Or during the intermission, You know, you could run over, have your phone open so you could check your messages, and then you had to seal it back up before you left that tent. You couldn't take it again. And then after the show, you would turn in the bag. They would open the bag for you, give you your phone, and turn in the bag. So, you want to end phone use at concerts? Do something like that. I think that was part of Live Nation. I'm pretty sure it was Live Nation who set that up because they,
Live Nation.
when Mulaney played the Civic Center, they did the same thing. So it might be something in his contract. I don't know.
Yeah, Live Nation's
But-
got a lot to make up for after that whole trampling thing.
Yeah. Oh, no shit. But
Which, come full circle, Cypress Hill did.
yes.
What that was it? Travis Scott. Is that who was on stage when all that happened?
Yes. He
What
just
he
kept
should
going and
have
kept
done,
going
yes.
at Astro World or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit and he's a talentless dude. But anyway, back to the story.
Because they're the ones who never got back to me.
Oh yeah, regarding a couple of things.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Another related news, Sendog recently spoke on Black Sunday's impact in an interview with The Root, saying that this record is so special because it's the album that broke things wide open, not just for Cypress Hill, but for hip-hop as a whole. It was the record for people who loved hip-hop, but also loved rock and metal. They were waiting for a record like that, and without even knowing it, we service both of those markets. The album dropped July of 93, debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, and is also the first hip-hop album of that year to top the chart. Black Sunday has gone on to sell more than 4 million copies in the United States. The 30th Anniversary Deluxe Edition features some remixes, and Cypress Hill recently, their most recent album, Back in Black, released last March. Still doing it, man. And they're still on tour. They're on a global tour until December.
It's Globe. I thought they were on tour, but
So good on them, man. Cypress Hill's still doing work.
and that's good to see.
Next article,
Who else
and
is still doing work?
I'm going to tell you, and you probably want me to do this in a 1970s pop song
I would,
motif. So
actually.
I'm going to say, "Do you believe in magic?" Is that what you were waiting for
I was indeed.
when you wrote it out?
It's
Complex.
Like I wrote it in wingdings, and only you could understand it.
That's a private joke from before.
We shared it with the patrons, so if you want to know,
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's right. It was after we hit start. And we talked about the release date on this and why it was moved.
yes,
And Ty brought it up on
did.
Facebook, and we kind of set the truth free on that too. Complex.com brings us this one. Nas has dropped Magic 2, his 5th album in the last 3 years with Hit Boy.
yes. And I will say, I'm not a giant fan of Hit Boy's production. Just
Yes,
personal.
we said that the last time.
Yeah,
Nas is back with the brand new Hit Boy executive produced album Magic 2,
Back again.
a sequel to his 2021 release. The record spans 11 tracks with 50 Cent and 21 Savage credited as guests on Office Hours and One Mic, One Gun, respectively. The track list name checks Emmy nominee Bokeem Woodbine from
Yes.
Fargo and Wu-Tang and American Saga, and NBA legend Irvin Magic Johnson.
isn't he the new owner of the Washington Commanders?
He's part of the group, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's part of the consortium. $5 billion they paid for that fucking franchise with a B.
Maybe they can change it to a
mean-
better name now.
They're not going back to Redskins, I'll tell you
They're
that.
not.
For that kind of money, they should be the Washington Greenbacks.
Yeah.
You want to
They're
put a
called
color in
Magic.
there. Ooh. As for those features, 50 took to Instagram to write of his fellow Queens native, "Y'all ain't heard me in a minute. Nas felt like it was time, so it's done." The 21 Savage link up arrived last fall as a follow-up to Her Loss, MC taking heat for saying Nas is not relevant. So Nas heard what Savage said and said, "Do something with me and I'll show you how relevant I am."
Yeah. Yeah, but he's
And
got
you know
him on
what?
there. He's got 50 Cent on the album too.
And you know what? There's a great line on there. At 21, basically eats crow. He says, when you turn a legend, no such thing as relevance. So 21 got schooled, but credit to him for taking it and turning it around. And basically, this is his recorded mea culpa, I would think.
Well, that's why I'm still waiting for which ball kid was it? Was it Lonzo?
Lonzo's the oldest.
I think.
Then you had,
Then there's.
then you have,
LaMelo.
and who's the other one? Lee something.
Yeah. Anyway, the one who came out and said nobody listens to Nas anymore.
Yeah, it was that was Lonzo. Trust me,
Yeah.
I know that one. Yeah, 21 raps. When you turn a legend, no such thing as relevance on their collaboration. Nas responded on Instagram, excited to collaborate with my young brother, and I hope more artists can use turbulent moments and turn them into a time to make new art. Man, that is about the perfect thing of taking chicken shit and turning it into not just chicken salad. They turn that into fucking
On blue.
yeah, chicken piccata. Hit boy. Hit Boy shared a studio clip on his Instagram just before Magic 2 hit, showing himself and Nas laughing about the fact they're already on their 5th album. I ain't thought Hit even want to work in 2019, Nas confided with a smile. In his caption, the 3-time Who Gives a Fuck About a Goddamn Grammy Award-winning super producer wrote, "Why I feel like we just getting going." Because 5 albums and whatever in that short period of time,
Yeah.
although it's a lot of work, you are just still getting going.
Yeah.
I mean, the warranty hasn't even worn off on the studio chairs, you know? December 2021's Magic was the 3rd consecutive Nas project produced by Hit Boy, following August 2020's King's Disease, which was not good, and 21's King's Disease 2, boasting 9 tracks and appearances from A$AP Rocky and DJ Premier. That's who we should be working with. It debuted at number 27 on the Billboard 200. Nasty Nas has been teasing the release of Magic 2 since last week with a trio of Instagram posts. The first was a video of rainfall and thunderstorms showing Nas' logo in a cloudy backdrop. The second showed a vintage clip of Houdini doing an escape trick. And then last Throwback Thursday, the 49-year-old unveiled the album date and cover art, which puts his younger and older selves besides each other, rocking a pair of headphones. It's a cool looking album cover. It really is.
And you should check it out on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you get your stuff.
Or quite possibly within the next 4 or 5 weeks on Mr. Throwback Thursday. I'm sure we're going to do this as an album of the week, as a record of the week, because it's Nas. You know, as much as we're not fans of Hit Boy's production, you can't downplay Nas's lyrical ability.
No. I was just really irritated at the whole 50 Cent feature because the two of them are completely different types of artists, and it's not a "you got your chocolate and my peanut butter" kind of revelation. It didn't work, but you know.
Did you listen to this?
Oh, of course, it came out Friday. I listened to it Friday. I need more time to digest it. I need to get into it more times before I pass judgment. But that one irritated me.
What is so far? Did any track stand out for you as like, yeah, this is going to be the track I associate with this record?
No, and that's kind
of
what
a problem.
worries me about this. Yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah, nothing jumps out at me as, ooh, I want to play that one again. But again, I've only listened once. I have not gone back at all. So
all right, so
I gotta listen more.
We will put that in the to be continued file. How's that?
Yes. I say as
hip hop,
classic hip hop artists who put out albums this year, Black Elvis 2 smashes it at this point for me. Just no contest. But again, I've only listened once, so I got to get back into it before I pass full judgment.
That is a fair assumption for you to do. I concur. Motion carried.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. Watch yourself, Mr. McCoy. Ambassador of the Bay is the next article.
Yes.
Hip Hop DX brings us this. E40.
Yes.
takes
Goon with
credit
the spoon, if you will.
for reviving West Coast hip hop in the aughts. How's that for a reference, huh? It's never stopped since then. E40 has had a huge impact on hip hop, especially as far as West Coast rap is concerned. And as the so-called elder statesman of the genre, he's taken some time to reflect on that impact while discussing hip hop's 50th birthday, they called it. Not anniversary, birthday. When I came out with Ghetto Report Card, I was 37, 38 years old, he said.
Report card. No, it's not.
My whole career was just revived. It was amazing. I was part of the crunk movement and the hi-fi movement at the same time. You and Dat, Snap Your Fingers, and so on. We had South and West Coast. He continued on, saying, imagine if there was streaming back then when we had Tell Me When to Go, Bitch, Choices. We would be diamond on each of those records. There are so many records that would be diamond records if they had streaming back then.
Who am I? E40 motherfucker.
PD Pop, motherfucker. I put new life into the West Coast in 2006. That's no ifs, ands, or buts. Can't nobody say I didn't with the help of Lil Jon. And it's never stopped since then. That's my role. They call me the ambassador of the Bay, and I don't know nobody else there that represents it like me, he said.
And I
The
won't
New York
argue
Ti-
that.
No, he's huge on the Bay, and not just because he's a big man. He's a big presence. The New York Times interviewed several rappers for its 50 Rappers, 50 Stories piece, including 50 Cent, which makes sense since you got the whole 50 thing, who shared the origin story on why he decided to start wearing baby oil early on in his career, admitting that it had a lot to do with Juvenile. When there's no plan B, you looking at everything? Yes, probably. You looking at everything and saying, I got to figure out what's going to work or what's not going to work. There's points where you're laughing at a guy and then you look and it's not funny no more. Kind of like that. So
Yeah.
They talk about some other...
I bet.
Yeah, they talk about some other people they interviewed for this thing after they talked to E40. They also talked to Eminem. Kind of interesting. It doesn't really have anything to do with E40, but Eminem was incredibly influenced by the guy we talked about last article, Nas. He says, I remember the Source gave Illmatic 5 mics, which was a perfect score. I already knew I liked Nas from Live at the Barbecue because his verse on that is one of the most classic verses of all time.
True.
But I was like, 5 mics though? Really? Let me see what this is. And when I put it on, he was going in and outside of the rhyme scheme, internal rhymes. That album had me in a slump too. I know that album from front to back, he says. So a lot of people, put on Illmatic and we're like, okay, real deal.
Yeah, but at this stage of the game, to say that Illmatic influenced you, is like saying I was influenced by the Beatles. Well, yeah, no shit.
Well, there's a lot of, guys of that era, yes, everybody was influenced by Nas.
Right.
The new guys, they're fighting that whole 21 Savage thing, that, he ain't even relevant no more.
Right, but I mean, if
And a lot of them are
Eminem
getting the same treatment.
If Eminem is telling you that he was influenced by the Illmatic album because of how great it was, fuck out of here, dude. We know. It's Illmatic.
But I don't know how big Nas was in Detroit. They had that.
Nas
they
was
were
when that
well.
fucking
That record
Illmatic
was
album
everywhere.
came out.
Yeah.
Right, because he had 7,000 world-class producers on the album. So it went everywhere and fast.
Yeah, that's a fair argument. I'll give you that one. Cooking with the Goon.
Yes, the Goon with the spoon.
I was gonna say, didn't we just talk about this, man? Cranky has never listened to Illmatic.
The fuck is wrong with you, man?
Well,
In the amount of
Yeah.
times that we've talked about things like this, that
I
should've been
can't
one of
bet.
those-
Look, I'm not going to badmouth Cranky on this.
I am, because it's my job.
Remember, last year was the first time I ever watched The Godfather.
Yes.
And everybody has watched The Godfather.
But Illmatic takes up less time than The Godfather does.
Yeah. Yeah. And The Godfather took up less time than Oppenheimer did the other night.
Yes, but just barely.
Oppenheimer was a great movie, by the way.
It's on my list. I've seen the first half called Barbie.
Hip Hop DX brings us this article. Cooking with the Spoon.
Yes.
Snoop Dogg and E40 join forces for Goon with the Spoon cookbook.
yes.
Which, by the way, I sent you the picture that I was at Walmart
Yeah.
last week.
I was hoping you would bring it during the opening fill for the show and show everyone, but
You know what? I have a picture of it only because I killed that box in like 2 days. Here, you know what? I'm gonna box. You're better at putting these things up, so I'm.
you have the ability now. You have all the controls that I have.
Yeah, but I don't have the knowledge because I don't do it.
I will tell you how you get that. You do it.
You
That's
do
how,
it.
That's how I've gotten to learn everything on this side of this show is legitimate trial and error.
So you sent me a picture earlier today that kind of has me concerned.
Yeah, we will discuss that in a break if you'd like.
Yeah.
Or at the end of the show, whichever if we have time.
Yeah, let me see. Where is? We send each other so many fucking pictures.
I know. We only
And-
call each other if it's something super important. Otherwise, it's just text messages all the time.
So it was last. Don't fear the Meeper. That one was great.
Letting everyone in on our.
All right, let me see. Let's download the picture.
Oh, I might. Was it through Facebook Messenger that you sent me?
It
that?
was through Facebook Messenger.
Okay, well, I can
yes.
just pull it right up on my screen here. Hold on a second.
Okay. So before we get into Snoop cooking with the Goon with the Spoon,
Yes.
I was at the Walmart in Kingston, New York last week, and I found, in fact, I think I gave you a picture that they had all three of them
Of the
on the
rack,
shelves. The Snoop cereals.
yeah. It says before Don't Fear the Meeper. There it is. Okay.
So
So I can
we
take this and I can put it over Chaw
yes,
and see if it makes me lag. It does.
of course, just for a second. But there they are, the Snoop cereals on the Walmart shelves. I chose the Drizzlers, the mini wheat frosted Drizzlers. And I have to say, they were fantastic.
They were nothing less than delicious.
So full marks to Snoop because your cereal is banging.
And Master P and Broadest cereals and
Broadest cereals, yes, Broadest Foods, I think it
Yes.
was. Broadest Food Group. Anyway, Snoop and E40 have partnered to drop their first collaborative cookbook titled Goon with the Spoon. According to People magazine, the cookbook is published by Chronicle Books, the same company Snoop used to publish his first cookbook, From Crook to Cook, Platinum Recipes from the Boss Dog's Kitchen, back in 2018. And I guarantee that's a book you do not have.
I do not. Like I said, when Pete and Dice were on, and Ed were on, I was talking about all the books that I still wanted to get a hold of to read because I'm very slow at reading. I have stuff here that I have not read yet
Because you
but
don't
this
have
has to be
time.
added to my list. I like to think that I do because I'm retired, but I really don't.
Right. So, set to be released on November 14th, Goon with the Spoon will have over 65 decadent recipes to choose from and borrow elements of Snoop and E40's music for the sake of each meal.
This sounds like it could be a quality
They got-
Christmas present.
They're going to have a gin and juice coated donut or
Of
something.
But this does sound like an excellent Crema present. If it's
Oh,
coming out in
crema,
November.
crema. Snoop Dogg gives major kudos to his Mount Westmore cohort at the beginning of the cookbook. He says, E40 is my big homie, my brother, my mentor, Snoop said in the book's foreword. Watching him expand his love for food and cooking over the years to his many successful businesses is some boss level shit, which is why Snoop Dogg presents Goon with the Spoon had to be the next cookbook, you dig?
I'm wondering if
So-
Martha Stewart's got any input into some of these recipes.
It would be silly if she didn't.
Yeah, I mean, like if they run them by her, go, look, this is what I do. what do you think could make this a little bit better or different or whatever?
You'll notice if you start cooking and it mentions something like chicory or anything like that, because she likes to use those fancy things.
Yeah.
Although
The reason
I
I
will
don't ever drink chock full of nuts coffee.
I will say it was Martha Stewart I heard who said put 1 vanilla bean in your sugar and it keeps it from clumping up, and it actually gives it a little
Kinda like
flavor.
rice in your salt shaker.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it keeps it from clumping. So I've learned from Martha Stewart, and one of my old
How to do
classmates.
time.
One of my old classmates who graduated with me worked with Martha Stewart for years.
Nice. Did
So-
she know?
I don't know. She actually goes by a completely different name than what she used when she was in school. She doesn't even go by her normal
By her given name.
or by her given first name anymore. So I don't want to throw her name out there out of respect, but she was always one of my favorite people when we were kids. So I hope she's doing well. In addition, the book's publisher said it's the seriously entertaining new edition that fans are hungry for. The 51-year-old serial entrepreneur has been on a food kick lately. Snoop released in June his Jack in the Box Munchie Meal, which made fans ask if it had weed in it. The California-based national restaurant chain previously shared a comical video on Instagram featuring Jack in the Box's mascot, Jack Box, and Snoop walking into the company's offices wearing matching dark blue velour suits and carrying briefcases.
Look, I have been going to Jack in the Box on and off for like 100 years.
We don't have any around us.
No, there used to be one right down on Route 9.
A long time ago
Yes, it
when
was
we
down-
were kids.
Down across from the OTB.
The one in... Which OTB?
There was an OTB like way down on 9.
In Wappingers?
I want to say, I mean, you're asking me to go back to being like 8 years old. I just remember seeing the OTB, the green
In
and white.
Wappingers. The OTB used to be right there on the corner, on the Four Corners, right after South Hills Mall.
Yes,
I think that's a Burger King now.
that's sad. But anyway, so I've been going to Jack in the Box on and off. There's one in Charlotte, North Carolina, because when we used to go down to the 3-day festival concerts down there, we would always go. I never knew their mascot's name was Jack Box.
I learned something today. I was today years old when I learned that as well.
Jack, fucking, let's get creative. Our store's called Jack in the Box. Let's call this guy Jack, but he needs a last name.
And LL popped up and said, "Box." While Jack Box in this commercial, Jack
Not
Box
human
donned
Jack
a
Box.
no, that's Jock Jams or Jock Rock.
Yeah.
While Jack Box donned a gold necklace, Snoop rocked the iconic Death Row chain around his neck as his classic single "Who Am I? What's My Name" soundtrack. Jack Box opened his briefcase. It revealed the Munchie Meal, which included a spicy sauced and loaded chicken sando, 1 taco, seasoned curly fries, and a large fountain drink. How do you carry all that in a briefcase without the drink spilling? That's what I want to know.
Because he's Jack Box.
What I want to know. Snoop put the finishing touches on the meal by introducing, of course, the baked brownie.
No.
At the time, fans in the comments section of the video couldn't help but ask if the brownie is that kind of brownie, considering who's representing it. And to answer Cranky's comment here, you must have never heard how Arby's got its name, if that shocked you. I do know how Arby's
Brothers?
got its name. That's how. The Ralph brothers.
Yeah.
Because everybody thought it
Rafael.
stood for
Rafael.
roast. Yeah, everybody thought it was for roast beef, and that is wrong.
Oh, yeah,
and
America's
I
roast beef, yes, sir. Yeah.
I found that out by watching The Food That Made Us on the History Channel, which is a fabulous series. So yes, I actually learned that in the last month.
Yes.
I also
it will still
learned-
be America's roast beef, yes, sir. Anytime I'm talking about it.
Yes, and I will say the one that really flipped me out was the inventor of the KFC bucket and the designer of the red and white striped roof for KFC was a young franchisee at the time who ended up being the owner of Wendy's. That was developed by Dave Thomas.
Man,
So I learned that from that show.
Cranky, you don't need to see any of these shows. You just need to watch our show, and we will tell you about those shows.
Dave Thomas also introduced the multi-stop drive-through, where you order
Pay
at
at
one
one and
kiosk,
pick up. Yeah.
pay, and then pick up. Yeah, he was the innovator of that. Kept his line moving, he said. So-
I just thought that he was like one of the kids in the hall.
Different Dave Thomas.
Oh, okay.
He goes, so the comments, of course, about the Snoop thing is the brownie infused. Gotta love how Snoop got the brownie. Wouldn't be surprised if it had a little something in it. Of course, it's Lil. Maybe
Of
that's
course.
the next rapper. Lil something.
Yeah, like his homie
That's-
Little Half did.
That's going to be my new rap name. Little something in the brownie. So in September of last year, Snoop unveiled the products in his second broadest food line, Mama Snoop Breakfast Foods, after releasing the Snoop Loops at the time, which are now no longer Snoop Loops.
No, because they got sued.
They are Snoop cereals,
But they got
like
cease and desist. They didn't get sued.
loopy rings or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but then Mama Snoop also consists of
Oops.
instant grits, oatmeal, maple syrup, and pancake mix. So, yeah, Broadest Foods is a partnership between Snoop and Master P, who have dubbed themselves the King of Breakfast Foods. Kings of Breakfast Foods. How's that?
Yes.
So, I will say, I would love to check out this cookbook because I enjoyed Snoop cereal. I'm just throwing that out there.
You know,
Time capsule.
Crema time.
Time capsule is our next article. TheVinylFactory.com, brand new source. I've never seen this one before. And vinyl is so huge now.
Yes.
Biggest comeback of any medium I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. Can I tell you my issue with vinyl now?
Trying to find needles.
Yeah, I know where to get those. I buy. I was telling you earlier. I buy stuff from Discogs.
Yes.
I typically do not buy new release vinyl because re-releasing old stuff, new fancy packaging, whatever. Because it is now a digital recording.
Pressed onto vinyl.
Right. So I would rather go through Discogs or some other source and find the original pressing, which is probably going to be cheaper anyway, to play for the sound. Like I have handy right here.
The album.
And I also have
Hot, Cool, and Vicious.
each of these cost me less than $8 because
Did you get those from Discogs?
I did not. I actually picked them up in a record store. But
Freshtopia?
no, I got it when we were in North Kakalaki, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I also got this.
Oh. Aglio e olio.
Yes. Which was a new version. And I can definitely tell
That it was a digital version
Yeah.
pressed.
I do not have that. Ian did order his, by the way, the Be a Man album.
And when he gets it, we'll have to show it.
Yes. I believe it was purple vinyl.
So anyway, this
I guess
vinyl
station
pressing, the collection of classic hip hop vinyl and memorabilia is set for auction at Sotheby's. Time to coincide with, of course,
Sotheby's.
hip hop's 50th anniversary.
Oh, sorry. That's not how that sounds.
Nice. No, but that was fantastic. The auction includes art, fashion, photography, documents, studio equipment, records, and other artifacts from hip hop culture in the 70s until today. It's curated and organized in collaboration with Monica Lynch, who is the former president of Tommy Boy Records. July 25th is when the auction begins at 12 o'clock. Some highlights for vinyl collectors include a framed and signed The Roxy 7-inch single by Phase 2. See, we got to get Alf on this. He's the vinyl guy. A sealed
Or Dr. Tim.
Ramel Z vs. K-Rob Beat Bop 12-inch with artwork by Jean-Michel Basquiat and a road case of over 100 records used by Africa Islam in his early DJ days. Other genres are a selection of 394 sealed cassettes and a collection of early DJ Shadow performance flyers. The auction information can be found at Sotheby's.com, and then I'm sure you just navigate through there. Or the exact link is available on MrThrowbackThursday.com
Yes.
in the show notes if you go for the article marked Time Capsule. So, yeah, we got to let Alf know about this. He's been collecting like crazy again.
Yeah. When he gets into
Something,
a groove, if you will,
Yeah. if you will. Yes.
he moves right along there.
So we have one more article to go through here. Ugh. Weren't we talking about that last week? That's what you just
2 weeks
sent
ago,
me?
yes.
2 weeks ago, yes. I'm still not a cognac guy. Anyway, into
Not
the
even for
groove.
Hen
Yes,
Nazi?
record pun. No, not even for Hen Nazi. The kamikaze. Tell Me a Story is the last article, and this is a discussion article per se. Vibe magazine says hip hop's greatest storytellers, and they name a bunch of them. So I don't know if it's a top 10 list or anything like that. So here's some of the ones that they talk about.
Yes.
Scarface, who is a very good storyteller and doesn't get mentioned the same way as a lot of the other ones.
As like a Slick Rick or
Right. So, I mean, Diary of a Madman, great storytelling song.
yes.
Scarf, and next, of course, now they get into the ones we all know. Slick Rick, who might be,
I think it's hard
I
to
don't-
say that Slick Rick is not the top.
I was going to say, it's generally accepted that he is the greatest storyteller in hip
I
hop.
mean, he's done it. He's put the work in. He's established himself. He would be, if you will, the ruler
What do you
of the
think is
storytelling
his
genre.
out of all the storytelling songs he did? And there's a couple of them on The Great Adventures.
Yes.
What one, not so much as your favorite, but what one do you think is his best storytelling song? Because they mentioned one in here that I hadn't thought of until they
Indian
mentioned
Girl?
it. They specifically mentioned The Moment I Feared.
The Moment I Feared is an excellent choice.
Yeah, it is. Indian Girl is a great choice, too, for a completely different reason.
The Moment I Feared.
So, yeah,
Yo,
he's...
what the fuck? Oh,
So, The Moment I Feared is a great choice. They talk about Will Smith or
That-
his Fresh Prince days.
yes. And going back to our artist spotlight a couple weeks ago, it was mentioned that Will Smith, there was a whole article about Will Smith and his storytelling ability and how he does not get the respect as a storyteller because people are expecting.
Because he doesn't tell gritty, grimy stories.
No, but he tells excellent stories based
He
on
tells-
whatever, the whole, I think I can beat
it-
Mike Tyson. That's a whole story. Nightmare on My Street, same thing. Girls of the
That's
World.
that's the
There's
track that
multiple
they mentioned
stories.
was The Nightmare on My Street.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to give you, MOP type music, but
I gotta say, I'm so thankful for this article because there's the part in A Nightmare on My Street where Freddy first starts talking, and you can't really make out a whole lot of what he says before he says, "Now you must die."
right.
He says
Until now you must die.
you turned off David Letterman. Now you must die.
Couldn't have told you.
Now I know that's what he says. So
Yeah.
there's a small part of me that wants to play that song now and see if I can find that part. Let me see.
Let's write this down.
I gotta try to find. You know what? There's a spot in this article where they actually play the song, and you got it.
Please do something with Fred. Was a whole
Oh, it's way
day.
before
Yeah,
that.
I know. That's
You turned off David Letterman. Now you must die. You've got the body.
the best part about that is it's an actual Fred Krueger line. There it is.
All right, go back
Yeah,
a little bit.
I got it.
Now I hear it.
It's kind of like the
Now I
audio
hear
cue.
it. Yeah.
when you first realize-
MCMI.
yeah. The suckers that's down with me, the one of us. Never knew that one.
Nope. So after Will, of course, that's the one that they talked about here. You know, Nightmare on My Street. Ice Cube getting credit as a storyteller, and he does tell some good stories. When he's not completely destroying people, like on Ether and on Fuck the Police, and you know,
Well, we have a mug
of
with
his best story.
One of his best storytelling, yeah.
But they talk about off of the America's Most Wanted record, Once Upon a Time in the Projects,
Well, of course.
which great song.
yeah.
I love that record. I bought that record the day it came out, and not a whole lot of people at the time when I was listening to it were like, "Oh, he ain't shit without NWA," and I'm like, "No, he really is." So Biggie, they credit as storytelling, but I have a hard time with Biggie because I can't understand him.
Yeah.
Marbles in his mouth. Nas, a great storyteller. I Gave You Power is a great storytelling song. Let's see. Finally, the Woo getting mentioned. Toast Face Grilla
Law.
getting mentioned as a great storyteller. And they're talking about off of Supreme Clientele, songs like Child's Play, you know, which I haven't listened to Supreme Clientele in a while. I might have to break that one out later. Kendrick Lamar, who I'm not a huge fan of, but I understand the hype.
Right.
Lil Wayne, who not the greatest rapper in the world, but he does tell some decent stories, and he's a very funny guy, like in the commercials and stuff.
Well, that's why I said I would like to see him and Batista carry on the rock.
Oh, and Kevin Hart thing. Common, who we talked about before we came on air, who was in my memories the other day, or yesterday actually, and I shared it and tagged him in it and said, you know, this is why we do what we do, because Common, not only is he a great storyteller, he's a fantastic off the dome freestyler.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's the last one that they mentioned. So, really good storytellers in hip hop. I would suggest going to listen to any one of those. And if you want to know what songs to listen to for great storytelling, go to the show notes and click on this last article, and you will find the one that says, Tell Me a Story. You'll click on that, and you'll see what songs that they recommend by each one of those artists. You give them a listen, and then you let us know what you think of their storytelling ability. And that's going to do it for Hip Hop Headlines. We're going to take our first break. And when we come back, we're going to have a little woo news. And then we're going to get into some music on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 495, also known as 5 Away from 500, which I can't believe.
Five.
Faux fee. Coming right back after the break, Mr. Throwback Thursday. Woo news coming right up.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find a drop. Pull up my woo segment. So now that we're in a break, that thing that I sent you,
Yeah.
while we have no identifying mark for ours because we didn't have one at the time,
Yeah.
I talked to our Ace design guy, and he said he may work up a new decade logo for going forward.
Because it is rather similar.
Yes.
So, unless we can prove we've been using it for ever.
Right. And I don't know because they go back to 14 like we do, and I know
Like
we
we
weren't
do.
using it then. So
No. All right. Well, I guess we'll have to.
let me tell you, Rob. As far as the Barbie movie, I have Regal Unlimited, which means I can see any movie as many times as I want, and it's included in the cost of the $20 a month or whatever it is. The big hype right now is who will do better in the theaters, Barbie or Oppenheimer. So
Barbenheimer.
I want to see, yes, I want to see both of them so I can have an opinion when I'm discussing with other people on why I think which one is better than the other. That's why. And it was an entertaining movie. It really was.
Emily said it was pretty, or Susie said it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah. No, there were parts where I actually was laughing out loud at some of the things that happened.
I'm going to send you something in Messenger. This is a collaboration I didn't want or need. But now you'll see it.
Is it Cool Keith and Flavor Flav?
No, it's worse.
Why?
Don't know.
He's not from the area,
Nope. He's from Canada. Hi, Pumpkin.
so I don't understand why.
Maybe in the bathroom. So,
Yeah, I don't understand. Is he a noted fan?
well, he's Canadian, so I mean,
Yeah, I
he
know,
could be a
but I mean-
hocky fan. I've never seen him sporting Rangers
That's what I mean
gear
for
or
the
anything.
team. That's what I was
No.
curious. Let's see. I had a drop in mind when I was writing the show, actually, because I'm like, oh, that would work well with something. But I don't know what the hell I was basing it off of. So that's disturbing. Okay. How about we do one of your favorites?
Oh, it's going to be Michelle, isn't it?
You know, anytime I say that, it's either that or Luke.
Yeah, but we've done Luke a lot lately.
I know.
Jamie and Billy.
I do love that.
It does make me laugh. I
Yes.
will say that.
All
It
right.
does. It does make me laugh.
Okay, I think that's a blue one. I really need to be wearing. Okay. So these glasses that I have here are the ones that I'm supposed to be wearing pretty much all the time. There's no glass, and there's nothing but glass in the top. And then my reading glasses are in the bottom because I can still see things far away with no problem. But I should be wearing these when I'm trying to read the board over here.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, I have to go to look down. Because
That's weird.
the
I do
top-
shit like that too.
I have to because the reading part is in the bottom, and unless I'm looking naturally, and so I have actual readers upstairs that make it easier. But yeah, in order for me to see the board properly.
All right,
So-
throw in the Michelle. I know that's
it.
what you're going with.
I've already got that. I was just making sure I had the woo woo news right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the right.
yeah, that's ready.
Okay, so let's do this with a tree. What was your mama?
Hello? Hello? What's your only girl? Girl I think about. You're the only girl for me. Girl I think about. You're special. Know I love you. Know I love you.
Hi, this is Michelle Lake, and you're listening to Mr. Throwback Thursday.
One, two, 1, 2. What's good, yo? This is Ghostface straight from Staten Island, New York. And right about now, it's time for Woo News with Jamie and Bill. I know what it is. Get it correct. Mr. Throwback Thursdays, Jamie and Bill. You know what I mean? On Woo News. That's what's going down right now. Y'all check this out. Exclusive. Peace.
The RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, You God, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, and Old Dirty Bastard.
It's now time for Woo News with Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Shimmy on it.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 495. Yes, indeed, time for Woo News. We have a couple of pieces of Woo News for you, and then we're going to get into some music. First one you have entitled SP1200. I'm completely ignoring that because I knew when you said, I'm going to go with one of Bill's favorite drops. I was like, ugh. The first one that popped in my head was Michelle, and then you said, yeah, either that or Luke. And I'm like, yeah, but that one is actually kind of funny only because of the whole Jamie and Billy. Janelle gets so mad because I don't even allow her to call me Billy.
Yeah, and I have never called you that in my entire life.
No, because I'm not 8. So,
You are. An
hey,
Uncle Luke
Lieutenant
size.
Tom dropped in. So
Yes, I saw.
I wanted to make sure I acknowledge that. So, hello,
Since he's
Lieutenant
actually
Tom.
Here.
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, we met each other when we were what? I was 14, 15. You were
15,
14,
yeah.
somewhere around
Yep.
there. Never called me Billy. Hell, the guys I played hockey with never called me Billy, and that's the basic lazy nickname for anybody on a sports team.
Yes.
Is just take their name and put a Y on it.
Yep.
You know, Mike becomes Mikey.
Yep.
No, I was Winters. That's what I
Yeah,
was. My nickname was my last name.
Yeah. Well, in the military,
You were Boats.
yes, I was to most people, but guys within my community, I was either Rob or Robbie.
Uh-huh. No.
Yeah. And
Nope,
my
and-
sister was actually Robbie in college when she was in her sorority.
Fraternity, sorority,
Yeah.
whatever it is that girls do.
Yes.
No, the only other nickname I've ever had, my friend Kevin Nielsen gave me. He started taking my initials, and he calls me B-Dubs.
yes.
And then I noticed that Buffalo Wild Wings actually had a hat that said B-Dubs on it.
Yes.
So I bought the hat, took a picture of it, and sent it to Kevin and said, you should have copyrighted this. And he sends me a thing back. He goes, it's not my name. You should have copyrighted it. I was like, I consider it a missed opportunity.
Yes.
Anyway, you know who doesn't need a nickname, although he has 1,500 of them? RZA.
Oh.
Well, yeah, that too. And you have entitled this one, what did I say? SP1200, which is a whole lot of sun protection. You are never getting burned if you put on SP1200. But I don't think that's what they're talking
That is
about.
not. No.
RZA's first EMU SP1200 sampler is up for auction. So you can own a piece of the Wu-Tang forever. There's DNA in this, he says. His well-known hardware goes under the hammer. So Really? We will not do an artist spotlight on him. I don't think there's enough albums to do. Well, there are, but I don't think there's enough good ones.
Yeah.
Released in 1997, Wu-Tang Clan's second album, Wu-Tang Forever, hip-hop classic. The same could be said of the EMU SP1200 sampler that RZA used to produce the record, and that exact machine is now up for auction. I don't think it's through Sotheby's, though.
You might want to keep looking.
Is it through Sotheby's?
Sotheby's makes me feel fine.
Makes me go broke.
Yes.
It is on Sotheby's. Look at that.
I know it is. I researched these articles. I know.
I saw the article. I saw the title of it, and I saw it was going to auction, and I was like,
that is why when I send you the show notes, you should read the articles, not just the titles that I give them.
Well, no, and I glanced through it, but I didn't notice the Sotheby's link at the bottom of it.
Because it didn't make you feel fine.
It didn't make me feel fine. Because I know I don't have the money to buy this. So.
No, I don't either. I think the last time I looked, it was at like 3,500, and it had not yet met the reserve.
Mm-hmm. It would be kind of a neat ass thing. I mean, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna fetch
better at the casino.
And you did pretty well.
I did. I did not do this well though.
No. RZA commenting on the sale says it's the first SP1200 I ever owned, with the wonky fader caps indicating that it's had some pretty heavy use. He says, there's a lot of DNA in this. With an estimated value...
There's not DNA on it. I'm okay.
That's gross. Estimated value between $50,000 and $80,000. You'll need pretty deep pockets if you want to own this particular piece of hardware, which RZA also autographed in black Sharpie.
Yes.
It is being handled by Sotheby's. They're having their third annual hip-hop sale, which is what the other thing we talked about was part of.
And I believe Pos is curating this.
Mm-hmm.
Posdnuos.
The current, at the time when they wrote the article, the highest bid of $38,000 doesn't even meet the reserve price.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what it's at now. I suppose I could probably take a look to see. Let's see what it's at now. There's only 2 bids, and it's still at $38,000. Oh man, you look at this thing in detail.
Mm-hmm.
The levers are all like twisted, and
it's
beat to shit. It's been beat to shit. So
yep. Yes, Bill and I will not start bidding on against each other and driving the price up.
No, unless it goes on to Deal Dash, and I can bid a penny at a time. It'd be like those commercials. I got this RZA thing for $14.
We will hold a GoFundMe to purchase RZA's SP1200.
And by we, he means himself, because I'm not involved in this one at all. But it is a cool piece of history, and if it doesn't get met, maybe you should donate it to UHHM.
Yeah.
Just a thought. I'm sure they'd love to have it.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say RZA doesn't need the money.
I will definitely go out on a limb and say that same thing. But who knows?
Could be wrong.
You never know how people are doing. Second article of Woo News you have entitled Old Crush.
Now, this is not
and it's our second mention of the toast
soda that you left laying around.
No, because we drank all that and ate the Cool Whip and then threw up repeatedly as we were playing. What the hell were we throwing at the road signs? Was it ring dings or something?
Something, yeah.
We were idiots. We still are idiots, but we don't do shit like that anymore.
Well, that's because we're not together all the time anymore. That's why.
When we're married and our wives won't allow it. Hip Hop DX for the second time today comes back, and so does Toast Face Gorilla for the second time. Toast Face gets love from his old crush, Nia Long. Fine looking woman still. I can't believe that basketball guy cheated on her.
Yeah.
Dummy.
You know that's Nia Long, right? Okay.
Yeah. Ghostface Killah is a legendary MC, but that doesn't mean he doesn't get starstruck himself, including recently when he ran into Nia Long. On July 6th, the Wu-Tang Clan member took to Instagram, posted a photo of him and the veteran actress embracing for a hug at a dimly lit event. He says, my old crush gave me a hug. Shout out to I Am Nia Long. Fans couldn't help themselves, of course. They referenced a line dedicated to Nia Long from Toast Face Grilla's Supreme Clientele interlude, subtly titled, Who Would You Fuck?
Subtly. It's a very subtle title.
On the song, Toastface can be heard talking to other men about which female celebrities he would like to engage in, as would be stated on the big
knowledge.
as well. No, I'm sure it'd be lawful. They're of age. Let's just say, as Sheldon Cooper might say, consensual coitus with.
Fair enough.
Toward the end, he chose between Halle Berry and Nia Long.
That is not a decision I am prepared to make.
I don't think you can go wrong either way. You got your peanut butter and my chocolate.
Damn right.
Nia or Halle Berry, though? Yeah, now you're talking about some prime time, he says on the Shit Talking track. Toastface also threw in a bar about the Friday Star and his 2001 record, The Hilton, featuring Raekwon the Chef.
No
he
way.
says, yeah, glittered out, stout-faced tech, Ray up in the Hilton. Heard Nia Long is in the building. You know what? Good for him, man. Everybody pines for somebody.
Yeah.
And he's not the first one to mention her, man. She's got some hip hop cred with some of the mentions.
Some admirers, if you will.
Pass, Hawaiian Sophie, ASAP Ferg, they've all mentioned her in lyrics. Cameron actually slid into her DMs in 2022 after Ime Udoka's alleged infidelity.
Yep.
And then he says, hey, Stink, I was giving you some time to yourself till I reached out. I hope he knows her on a more personal basis. Because if you're going to slide into somebody's DM and refer to them as Stink.
Wait, you're talking about sliding in the stink. I don't. What, the Shocker episode? Is that what this one is?
That's Silk the Shocker. Man, if I was Silk the Shocker, that would be every album cover for me. Every single one.
Horrible.
He said, so, hey, Stink, I was giving you some time to yourself till I reached out. Your perseverance as a strong black woman through this turbulent time has been something to behold. I got to ask. She's a strong woman for not putting up with shit from somebody who's cheating on her.
Yes.
What does black have to do with it?
Well, she is one. She is a black woman.
I understand that. But why does it have to be? It's like saying tuna fish. We know Nia Long's a black woman. You don't have to say she's a black woman. She's Nia fucking Long.
Yes, we know Nia Long. Maybe
well, not personally. Not personally. Yeah, but
no, because then I'd call her Stink. Apparently.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. If we knew her, we could call her Stink.
Yeah.
I can't think of any reason to refer to any human being as Stink. Although I think, isn't that what Mark Schlereth's nickname was when he was playing football? I think they called him Stink too.
That's beautiful, man.
You shouldn't be taking anyway. Cameron goes back and says you shouldn't be taken advantage of and exploited, as you did nothing to deserve this. Well, most women who get cheated on don't deserve it.
Right.
And then, of course, he says, together we can achieve the greatness we were both destined for as a couple. Of course, he misspelled it, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
As I sit here sipping gazpacho and watching The Best Man, I was inspired to reach out. Gazpacho is a soup.
It's a cold soup, isn't it?
Why would you be sipping that? You eat that shit with a spoon.
Maybe he drinks it with a straw. Maybe out of a pixie stick. I don't know.
Nia probably read that and said, and he called me Stink. So J. Cole trended on social media among the cheating scandal because he name dropped her too. On the song No Role Models, he said, in that song, my only regret was too young for Lisa Bonet. My only regret was too young for Nia Long. Well, you can't have two onlys. So
no.
So I'm shooting a hole in that right away.
My only Lisa Bonet regret, my only Nia Long regret.
Yes, there you go. Now, my only Lisa Bonet regret was the fact that Cosby basically said to her on A Different World, Lisa Bonet is pregnant. Denise Huxtable is not. Get to stepping. Anyway, rest of Woo News is You God Still Sucks and ODB is still dead.
Because some things
do never change. No.
Suckers never change.
Stink.
I do. All the suckers stay the same. Stinky.
Let's get into some music, shall we? It's time for the one and done.
Be thankful for music.
Yes. 495. One and done for episode 495. Again, not an artist I had ever heard of. And
This
I
is
asked
awesome.
you, I said, is this anything like Ho Fo Show? And you informed me that it is indeed not.
It is
So-
not. No.
Hip Hop Wiki, hip hop music has given me this. This is nice. I like this.
I figured this would be better for you.
This album was released May 30th, 1995, running 55 minutes and 48 seconds because I don't think it's on regular Wikipedia.
It probably isn't.
This record of the week, or the the new record of the week, One and Done. I'll get it
Whatever thing
right.
We're doing right now.
One and Done is the only studio album ever released by American rapper Faux Clips Eclipse. And the name of the record is Just Be Thankful.
Yes, and if you're on that wiki hippie hoppy whatever page there,
Yes.
and you go back to the artist, you will see why it was his only solo album.
So I'm going to
Because
right
he
click
was a
on it
member
and-
of the Crips. So when he was remember when we did Bloods versus Crips,
Yes.
he was on that album.
Elijah B. Salim, better known by his stage name Faux Clips Eclipse and formerly Young Malcolm, was from Compton, California. A member of the Blood and Crips collective of Dangerous Records, with whom he made appearances on the albums Bangin' on Wax and Bangin' on Wax 2, the saga continues.
Not Bangin'
Under
on
the
Mom.
alias, no. Despite being a Crips gang member, he sang the hooks on the songs Piru Love from Bangin' on Wax and Bitches Can't Ride for Free. He released his album in 1995, which was 3 years before he passed away in 1998 at the whopping age of 25 years old.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling one might have had something to do with the other.
It very well may.
Unless he was ill, but it doesn't say. So anyway, Just Be Thankful is the one and done for episode 495. It consists of 16 tracks.
Yes,
At least that's
just
what I
be
have.
Thankful that you got one album from Faux Clips Eclipse.
And track number 1 will be a very happy DJ introduction.
Yes.
We'll have to have John Henderson add this to the list. It is a 1 minute and 51 second intro.
Damn, man, I can't be going through too much of this shit, man. I got all this talent, man. Fuck all this struggle. Niggas on my street, you know what I'm saying, producing and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just as go with these niggas, man. Hey, what's up, Kilo, man? What's up with them dangerous niggas, man?
You talking about the Dangerous Crew? I don't think so.
Track number 2 is the title track of the record and the only single. Be Thankful.
Ooh, ooh. Like I could just listen to that, just like with no vocals.
NWA sampled that.
Did they?
Diamond in the back, son. And that's when I think Eazy jumps in. Nickelback on the scene with a gangster lean. I forgot to mention the producers on this. D. Fingers, Leroy Dukes, Ronnie Phillips, and Tweety Bird Loke.
Jenkins. Oh.
Leroy Jenkins. And Tweety Bird Loke.
Who was been a past one and done on this show.
Yes, that's why I wanted to make sure I mentioned it. Because that name might be familiar to some of our listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Track number 3, G-Funk.
Light up, Billy up and burn it slow. I got the funk hitting switches in a 6-4. Now you know that I'm funk bound. Ain't no joke with this 808 as we put it down. Pound for pound, state to state as we regulate.
And it don't stop.
Track number 4, Compton Street Lights.
So we don't trust these suckers, so we gon' buck these suckers. Hit the 40 kinda slowly to stay tipsy, partner. Keep my hand on my gun, miss running. In the meat for life, do or die where I come from. And I hit the streets at night, pumped up. Cause brothers that killed in these streets pack pumps. I got to get my paper, that fun no slipping. Catch you sleeping, resting in 16 pieces. Yeah, folks.
Why do the lyrics sound like they were recorded at Stage Fright in the Galleria Mall?
They may have been.
Track number 5, It's On. It's just it's a weird, it almost feels like they were put in after the fact as an afterthought.
They may have been. They may have been recorded in a bathroom somewhere.
Or on the phone. We did that too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking hard, nigga can't afford the better life. Living the Benz on things, seeing better sights. It feels good now that I'm having a thing. Can't afford to treat myself and maybe some dames. That's done changed for the better black. High class hoes and so much feedback. Pics on the billboard, yeah, brother store. Twisters on my coupe.
It's got a DJ Quick feel.
Little bit. Track number 6, No Love.
Not Mo Love.
No.
This is Electromagnetic MC.
It's hard being a LOC. I'm just hustling. The brother need a grip cause he tired of struggling. So I grab my heat and throw my mask on. Brownies cause I show gets my blast on. This life that I live got me impatient. There ain't that much love. I think we all believe in Satan. Pop, 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 go to Glock 30 round clip. Ain't asking for nothing, little partner. I'm just taking it. I'm coming up quick and I'll be damned if I stay down.
Track number 7, Can You Feel Me?
Now 1, 2, 3, get out your seat, can you feel me? Bring it funk from the end of my bed. Those that lie by my side, pack a 4-5 beside me. Smooth like them eyes, he's in the cut, you can't find me. So bring the funk from the east, or can I hit your kiss?
Track number 8, Hold On.
Hold on. We got to hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We got to hold on. Hold on. We got to hold on.
Just another young brother in the streets trying to hold on. Far from the top, so you know I gotta stay strong. Kicked out the house at a young age. Peer pressure from my homies.
I thought he said a young Gage, but he hung that G like he's from Long Island.
Hey, Long Island, yes. I was about to say the same thing. Track number 9, not Blues Clues, Blues Club.
Yes.
It'd be funnier if it was Blue's Clues.
Damn, man, what you freaks? Man, get on that ass, man. Where you go? Man, ready for that ass, man. Let's go here. Come on, man. What's up, man? Wait a minute, take it up, man. There you go.
Okay.
Track number 10, Whip It On Me.
Anything. Pass me the mic. It's 6 in the evening. Hormones is pumping. And I sure need some loving. Look through my roller.
My roller 6.
Track number 11, Can't Put Me Under.
Yes, Cranky, they did sample Sweet Home Chicago.
Did sound like it, didn't it?
Yeah.
From the ghetto was a bad little young brother. In the G's hitting corners and burning rubber.
Hitting corners and burning rubber.
Rubber. Track number 12, Life Ain't Easy. Neither's Pimpin', by the way.
No, I've heard that.
With soldiers, 21 and getting older. In this game, some still shout out me. On this mic, you can't sing or I'll rap me. See, I play some shit like this, G, and make your ass get tipsy. Didn't think I had it in me. Yeah, what's my city? Compton, the hood where we show no love. Didn't have no faith in me.
Track number 13, My People Hungry.
Yes. My people being persecuted. Oh,
my people just be hungry.
That's easier to cure.
Another sight to see, kicking backs from the dark side. It's money in the ghetto and ghetto in his brother's eyes. So keep on my heart. Some say I'm too damn wild. Signed the destruction marks of a mess child. And being born in his toe back in a city. Packing our middy, smoke a Philly. Then trip on the things that they done to me. Like making laws. Y'all can lick these balls. Mr. Wood and they do.
You can.
Track number 14, Far Too In.
That's
what she said. I knew it.
Too easy.
Too easy.
I'm blowing hell of a smoke out this photo sedan to build. Caught some fame from the hood like 8 niggas that kill. Still gotta maintain. Can't forget that the government's steadily messing up things.
Is this
Track number 15.
Song for Flav?
Yes. Track number 15. Can't do nothing for me. No, man.
Busy trying to do for me.
I'm peeping out my success and things done got better, man. I sell tapes and I'm young, dark, and handsome. Got a whole lot to give me. Never hawk no trick, or they stand there hawking me. I'm the kind of guy that's smooth, calm, collective. Treat myself and cut me.
Can I say that bothers me? And he's not the only one who does that. It bothers me. Cool, calm, and collective.
Ugh. That just grates on me.
It's collected, but okay. We are moving on.
Last track on the record, number 16, Dedication 95. Yes, that is one of the major things that just drives me nuts.
Say hey. I like to give a few shots out. Mention some names. A few names. I got my nigga Tweety Bird Low.
And that is your one and done for episode 495. Just Be Thankful by Faux Clips Eclipse.
Yes.
The title track was the only single released. It had absolutely zero chart action.
Yeah, and strangely, it is not the most played song
on the record.
Spotify.
No.
Yeah, Can You Feel Me is by
a substantial amount?
No, like 60 listens.
Oh.
It's not that much.
Well, we've evened it out because we listen to both.
Yes.
It's time for the record of the week for episode 495, which is by
probably think is Magic 2.
Yes, but it is not. It is by somebody who could possibly do magic.
It's possible.
If you think of the name.
Yes.
The record of the week, April 21st, 1998, produced by Organized Noise. Doesn't say a record label on it.
Hold on. I pulled that up earlier.
But it is also a debut album. Interscope. Okay, well, that makes sense. Especially when you look to see who's on it. Yes. It is the debut album by the Dungeon Family Musical Collective, which had as part of it Witch Doctor.
Yes.
This record, the debut album, I don't know. I think there was 2 records put out under Witch Doctor. This would be the first. It has 16 tracks on it. One of which is not an intro, so DJ Introduction will not be happy. So we got halfway there, living on a prayer. Indeed. Track number 1, 7th Floor, The Serengeti, featuring CeeLo Green. And we all know his attitude on things.
We do.
I got word that you wanted to see me.
Yes, I did.
Go ahead, please.
Have a few questions.
I love questions.
Sounds like Lil Wayne.
Yeah, a little bit.
Question. Quickly.
Witch Doctor. Where does the name come from?
Which day? Every day.
Day. Track number 2, Holiday, 12 Scanner.
Oh, he said turn off David Letterman.
Funny.
Black market.
Let's jump.
And they serving, watching out for 12 squillers. Hey, while Atlanta's going up, Atlanta's going down. I scream the sound.
Atlanta.
Track number 3, ATL, The Great Big Lick, featuring Mook B.
Yes.
Big Spirit. Southwest, can the motherfucking planet say yeah? Atlanta, the great big lick. Atlanta, get down with this click. Atlanta, she's a bitch too. And never sleep, she might trick you. Atlanta got a bullet with your name on it. See if you pack that cheese and you straight flown it. Sometimes my house seems haunted. I guess it's the dope, cause these fiends want it. ATL, the great big lick. Keep your eyes on your own fucking shit.
Keep your eye on your luggage.
Track number 4, Island Konalali.
Sure.
Konilali, it looks like.
Why not?
Every man come to the island. Come and take a trip with me. Go to the island, Konilali. Baddest bitches that you ever wanna see. Island Konilali. Baddest bitches that you ever wanna see. DJ on a Monday, the day after Sunday. There's an island we travel to, such a fun day. There's some girls there, it's like the whole world there.
It's like
I
a
first
whole
saw her
world there.
dance in the holy temple.
Track number 5, Georgia Plains, subtitled Holy Grounds, featuring Cool Breeze.
Makes me feel fine.
I think I know the name of this week. I think it's going to be Makes Me Feel Fine.
It's going to be Southern Breeze.
It could be.
It could be the Brown Hornet. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure it won't be that.
Came natural to me, so I'm fishing. Trouble comes, I'm dishing out some shots from the doctor's gun. Got me trapped in this world under this moon and sun. Shit ain't fun or funny. Fuck a smile, it's about collecting money. I'm trying to take better care of my body. This quarter, my doctor say drink more water, but Bacardi got
My
you
doctor
big in
also
this
said
bitch.
drink more water.
Yes, so does mine.
It
And
does
we've been
say
saying for years, you have got to stay hydrated.
Yes, he does not say drink Chico and cool water. He says drink more water.
And he doesn't say drink piss dookie water.
No.
Track number 6, Remedy, featuring Big Rube.
Is that Ruben Kincaid?
Back to the front line. Resurrected this old school shit. Cause niggas still respect it. This old cool shit. Kinda tight, so I selected. The flow on, so unexpected, and so on. But damn that. I wanna take a minute trying back with the mainstream. One field with the main team. Kill bodies. Wanna be done gotties. Should've been Zulu, but who knew? But too few in my crew.
I'm a Zulu. I think it's a different Zulu he's referring to, though.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. Track number 7, Hurtin'.
I am also hurting.
I resemble that remark as well.
Yeah, don't get burned.
Yeah, the streets full of crime. Every mama's boy wanna slang dimes. The streets full of people walking around doing something illegal. Mentally taking you the farthest before you run into a con artist.
A con artist.
Artist, yes. Track number 8, DF. Not DTF. That's something
No.
completely different.
Well, we
What is the
expect
doctor's
it's going to be something
family,
different,
and where
yes.
does which doctor fit in?
I would hope so. Yeah. That's like that's a mob. Goody mob, outcast, organized noise. That's the whole DL. There's 1,000 others in the DL. I can keep naming, baby. You got to come with me. Have you ever been there?
Never.
You need to go.
What's it like?
It's heavy.
You need to go.
DF sounds like deep fake. Track number 9, Heaven Comin', featuring Heroin with an E.
Oh, of
not
course.
the shit you jack up.
Love for life. Turn the books. Turn the good book to the book of Revelation. Say something about him coming. Him coming. Him coming. Him coming. I see a rainbow in the sky. About 72-degree weather outside. Nobody ever wants to die. Cookouts and barbecues going on. All kind of folks singing soulful songs. Along with this beat, doctor.
Doctor.
Indeed. Do the right thing, doctor.
Track number 10, Four in the Temple, featuring Big Gip, Phoenix, and T-Mo. I thought T-Mo was the guy from the Mets.
I thought he played hockey.
Gotta get on my job, take it back to the warehouse.
Timo Solani.
There's two of them. No, Timo Meyer, Timo Perez. That was Timu Solani.
Yes, I know.
On the script, on the hip, got a dip. Girl, let me call
Got a
it out
dip.
like a Girl Scout. Better go ahead and sell your cookies. Stay the fuck about my face. Rookie took me on a trail back. Chopping trees, eating grits, running.
He went with Rookie Cookie and Took Me all in the same
Yes.
line. That's pretty good. Track number 11, Spells.
Most witch doctors will have.
Rhythm has a spirit, and every spirit has a power.
That's that magic.
And every power has an effect. When we speak, we make music. And when we make music, we weave spells. Spells to cure the soul, spells to cure the whole. We become natural born healers. And Lord knows we all need healing.
When he says spells to cure the whole, is there a W on that?
Women riding.
Probably not.
I hope so.
It's a penicillin spell.
I don't want my hole to be infected. Track number 12, Smooth Shit. Although maybe if you cure the hole, you get smooth shit. Featuring Cujo and Timo.
The witch doctor on some smooth shit. Yeah, the witch doctor straight up on some smooth shit. Straight up on some smooth shit. Check it out. You got my life on the edge. I wanna see my whole crew alive, not dead. Paper money and hundreds and G's. A lifestyle of luxury. Fuck a pimp, it's by the player. When you handling your business on this white Himalaya. Bankhead, gay life, weed fiends, dice shooters, and these young female barracudas.
And these young female barracudas. That Anna
that's
Nancy Wilson?
Yes. Track number 13, The Ancient Sahor. Not to be confused with a Wahor.
Comes, many people still believe in the ancient healing arts. One-time modern methods.
Okay.
Track number 14, Des Only One, featuring Outkast.
Yes. It's talking organized noise, Dungeon Family. And
There's only one. Cook, you got cooked. Cook, you got cooked. Cook, you got cooked. God's angels are warriors. Plus, we tell us of the story. Cook, you got cooked. Cook, you got cooked. Cook, you got cooked. God's angels are warriors. Plus, we tell us of the story. Cook, you got cooked. Cook, you got cooked. Check it out. Effortless flight. I strive to please him in this day and night. I'm not always right.
Track number 15, The Ritual.
A ritual is something that every man do around his house or any time of the day. Every man got his own ritual that he does to keep himself alive. Music is my ritual.
The language you speak, is that part of the ritual?
What's that?
The language you speak, is that part of the ritual?
That is the ritual.
we turned off David Letterman. I don't know.
You turned off David Letterman, now you must die. Track number 16, Lil Mama's Gone.
Hanging out in the streets every night.
My little mama gone. She was my home. My little.
That is your record of the week for episode 495, A SWAT Healing Ritual by Witch Doctor. I do not see any singles released off of this, and I do not see any chart action for it either.
I believe you. I got There's Only One and Holiday 12 Scanner are the only things that it looks like people really listen to. I mean, you look at 280,000, 215,000. Everything else is in mid to low double digits. So.
Okay. So there you have it. That is your record of the week. A SWAT Healing Ritual by Witch Doctor. That followed your one and done for this week. Faux Clips Eclipse with Just Be Thankful. We'll remind you that for this last week of July, your artist of the month is DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Who turned off David Letterman, now they must die. I haven't felt this educated since I found out he was saying, throw that weak joke out.
Yes.
So there you have it. One and done. Faux Clips Eclipse. Just Be Thankful. Record of the week. A SWAT Healing Ritual. Witch Doctor. Artist of the month. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. We're going to take our final break of the day. When we come back, I will read some lyrics, and then we are going to put a bow on episode 495 of Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Yay, yay. See if I can get this lined up so I'll be able to see it. Something's going weird lately. If I put something on the second screen,
yeah,
this screen lags.
Hmm.
I mean, and it's if I put the same thing on the main screen, like just on a side by side, it runs just fine. So it's not a matter of taking the extra processing power or whatever to do it. It's very weird.
It's just enough to piss you off.
It is. It is. Get my drop ready. And get my Bill Reed's lyrics ready. It's yellow. All right.
Tasty.
Indeed. How do we do that one? And then I'll have intros and fillers. I don't need... Yes, I do. I need the motherfucking piano. It's right there. Okay, play. You ready?
Never, but that's never, ever stopped us before.
Then let's do this drop with a shri. Who's your mama? Hey, you know what would help?
A drop?
Yeah, if it wasn't muted.
It would help.
Try this again with a shri. Who's your mama?
Here comes the soul.
Shouts to Soul Brother #1 Pete Rock. Shout out to Jamie and Bill on Mr. Throwback Thursday. Peace and love, baby. Thank you for your support. One love, one love, one love, one love, one love.
He's a sweet soul brother.
But it starts with Bill.
I'm Bill S. Preston. It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Group words together as a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headaches. Midol for any cramps.
Most people probably don't listen to the lyrics, but they should.
Welcome to Bill Reed's Lyrics.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 495. It is indeed time for Bill Reed's Lyrics, so let's not waste any time at all. Would you be so kind to forward said lyrics to Bill?
Do such a thing.
It is very tough for Bill to read lyrics if Bill does not have lyrics to read.
Yes.
Alrighty then. So I now have lyrics to read.
You do?
I am awaiting the starting point from you.
Verse 1.
Okay, I see verse 1. I will just go to the top line because I do not like to read ahead. I like to be surprised as much as anybody else. Okay then.
All right, then with no type of ado,
none.
Sesame Street Grover Styley, whether nearer or further, we will cue the motherfucking piano.
I'm a dick thrower. Her neck and back hurting. Cutthroater. Have you like a brand new virgin. It's like when you get used of it. Then you start serving. Hop up on top and start jicky jerking. Slow down for me. You're moving too fast. My fingers keep slipping. I'm trying to grip that ass. Keep being hard-headed, and I'm going to make you get off of me. Got human enough disguise, but my face is a doggy. If you loving my bark, let me bury my bone. I got 4 or 5 bad married bitches at home. One of my bitches fell in love with that outside dick. That outside dick keep them hoes sick. Like, I like it like that. She working that back. I don't know how to act. Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. Move in slow motion for me. I like it like that. She working that back. I don't know how to act. Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. Move in slow motion for me.
Very well. Very well. Nicely done.
Thank you. Considering I was not familiar with that song at all.
Really?
I'm not a huge Juvenile fan.
Okay. If you have ever watched
maybe I am familiar with it and just didn't know.
The lip sync battle.
Uh-huh.
John Legend did this, and Chrissy Teigen was the like she's on the show. I don't know what her title was, but yeah. But
slow motion for me, moving slow motion for me. Slow motion for me, moving slow motion for me. I like it like that. She working that back. I don't know how to act. Slow motion for me.
That's it.
I might have heard that once or twice. I wonder what verse he did. Because he really couldn't use the words I used, I'm sure.
No. I think he used the radio-friendly edit.
Radio edit.
Yes.
All right. As you can see,
you have switched hats from Bill to Phil.
Yes.
So it appears as though you are prepared to take us the fuck home.
I am indeed. Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 495, brought to you in part by the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee, of which the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast is an official affiliate of Death Wish Coffee, the world's strongest coffee. You find them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or at deathwishcoffee.com. Use the one-time code TBT for 12% off of your order. They just released a chocolate hazelnut, so if that is something that piques your taste buds, go to Death Wish Coffee and give it an order. Don't forget to check out friends of the show, Def Rugs, defrugs.com, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Def Rugs. Handmade, high-quality hip-hop themed rugs from the original Ruggy Fresh, Marshall Fox, and his business associate, the Green-Eyed Bandit, Eric Sermon. Def Rugs. defrugs.com, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Our friend Heather Lent up in Schenectady, New York, is the proprietor of the Bittersweet Candy Company, where she makes candy and chocolate that is handmade, small batch, different, and delicious. Check them out on Facebook. Order at bittersweetcandy.com. Use our code THROWBACK and save 10% off your order at Bittersweet Candy. Melted Mikes, MLTDMICS, meltedmikes.com. hip-hop themed t-shirts from the one and only Pumice Team Mendola. Use our code Mr. Throwback Thursday and save 10% off of your order at Melted Mike's. Etsy.com/shop/geek like you, where the geek shall inherit the earth. Hip-hop and pop culture themed items from the sick, twisted mind of Mr. Throwback Thursday himself and his sick, twisted wife, Mrs. Throwback Thursday. Go check out Geek Like You on Etsy. And who knows? Maybe you will be the end to her beginning.
Maybe.
Since we referenced John
Moving slow
Legend.
motion. Yes.
Yes. Social media network for the show. Do not forget to visit us at MrThrowbackThursday.com. We mentioned that a couple times during the Hip Hop Headlines segment. Show notes are there, including all the show notes for today. So go check out MrThrowbackThursday.com. You can leave us a voice message if you like by clicking that microphone on there and hitting us up.
Yes.
You can also follow us on our social media network. Follow us on Twitter at @the_MR_TBT and Bill_MR_TBT. You can also follow us on Instagram at Bill_MR_TBT, and Jamie's Instagram is Mr. Throwback Thursday. That is also our Threads handles now.
Yes.
If you would like
Maybe
to
thread
follow
me.
us on that. We also ask you to give us a nod social media wise on the podcastawards.com for the People's Choice and the entertainment categories. We are actually nominated a couple of times in the past. We're just waiting for us to actually win one. Peace out to Rob. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, yes.
Always nice to see you, sir. So go to podcastawards.com. All it takes is an email address to nominate us under the People's Choice and entertainment categories.
Yes.
Shout-outs time.
Yes.
Shout-outs go to Gail Dunmeyer and Manny Baez and Sarah Henderson and John Henderson and Hugo Gonzalez. Oh, by the way, the Hendersons are watching a golf tournament this morning.
Yes, that happens. Once a year they do that.
Yes. They're watching the Open Championship, which we used to always call the British Open, but it is the Open Championship.
Got it.
I left off at Sanket Patel.
Who is currently in Mexico enjoying a vacation.
Well, enjoy your time, Sanket. We will
Yes.
hopefully get in touch with you soon, especially since football season is right around the corner.
Yes.
Teresa
and
Lynn's.
to interrupt the patrons, I apologize, patrons, but if you haven't paid your football dues yet, you either need to get in and pay them or let me know you don't want to be in the league anymore.
Yes.
One or the other.
Shit or get off the pot.
Indeed. Moving on.
Teresa Lynn, Simple Luxuries at teresalyns.com. Clay Arsenault, The Shrieking Warrior, Jennifer Buchanan, Jacob O'Neill, Jason Heath, Paulie Tibbert, Chris Kinsley, Jessica Walker, Shane Hatley, Ricky Schnarr, Kenneth Elsfelder, Mr. Cranky Pants, Brian Hollenbeck, Rob Jeffroy, Kate Harvey, Mark Merriam, Catherine Liska, and Ken Dwinell. They get mentioned every week because...
Or more.
You want to get your name mentioned every week? Become a patron. Go to patreon.com/MRTBT or MrThrowbackThursday.com. There's a tiny little link on there that says become a patron. Don't forget our friends. As always, check out The Return of the Kings of the Sport. Kings of Sport podcast with brother Nate Milton and Chris Ely. They are looking for suggestions and possible things for their show. So if you are into sports, make sure you pay attention to Kings of Sport with brother Nate and Chris. Check out Anthony and Imran and the Rug Boy over at the Jock and Nerd podcast. Check out our friend Talking Ty and her webpage, BrooklynTyNYC.com, and her show, What's the Word? The podcast of Brooklyn Ty NYC. We did not mention yet the hardest working turntablist in the world. I usually do by this time. DJ B on itsfreshradio.com. He is also the proprietor of Freshtopia. So get the Fresh Radio app for your phone, and you can listen to us on Fresh Radio every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. after the All Request Thursday.
Guess where DJ B makes me feel fine. Sorry, I was just going through the caverns of my mind. That came out.
I know. And the bats are hanging there. But anyway, go check out Fresh Radio. And if you want to get in on that request show before you listen to us, you can tweet your request to @RealFreshRadio. Just don't ask for Booyah Tribe. He does not like them for one reason or another. And that's his right. It's his show. He can play whatever he wants. Yes. So we did mention that. Wild One Radio. Don't forget Wild One Radio. Yes. We're on 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and all throughout the weekend. So go check out when we are available on wildoneradio.com, and you can listen whenever you like. You could also listen on demand through all of your podcast options.
Oh, speaking of podcast options, end of August, Stitcher will be no more.
Oh, okay. What will it be?
One of the first places we were was on Stitcher. Stitcher is closing its doors. Virtual doors, whatever you want to call it. But they've been purchased by, I think Spotify bought them. Some larger company bought them and now no longer has a use for them. So I think it's the 29th of August, Stitcher will be no more. So if you listen to us on Stitcher for whatever reason still, shift gears and go to another podcast player.
Yes. All I can think of now is Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit. I bought the red car so I could dismantle it.
Yes. But thanks to Stitcher for being out there
in
the early
Stitcher,
days.
Yeah, Stitcher was one of the OGs of the podcast world and gave us one of our first ever platforms. So we will always be thankful to Stitcher and the Stitcher community who listen to us there.
Yes.
So thank you for your service. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, and all that good stuff. Go find us wherever you find podcasts. Just don't look for us on Stitcher after the 29th.
Yeah.
No. Share the good word. Until next week, episode 496, 4 away from 500.
Yes.
Take good care of yourselves and each other. Wash your hands.
Wash your butt.
Very important.
Indeed.
And until next time, keep it classic. And always remember,
new school stale, old school fresh.